Oh, welcome back. This week, the fine fellers and fellettes at O'Reilly want to help you better understand some vice grip vocabulators.
Before millions of people knew the name, Derek Bry before Vice Grip Garage became one of the most loved automotive channels on YouTube. Derek lived a very simple life shaped by hard work and quiet determination. He grew up in rural Minnesota, a place where life moves slowly and nothing is shin to you easily. There were no big cities nearby, no fast opportunities, and no shortcuts. In small towns like his, people learn early that if something breaks, you fix it yourself. That environment played a huge role in shaping Derek's personality. As a young boy, he was surrounded by old machinery, worn-out vehicles, and tools that had already lived long lives before he touched them. While other kids spent time playing games or watching TV, Derek was drawn to engines, rusted parts, and mechanical problems that needed solving. For him, machines were not just objects. They were useful, reliable, and honest. They didn't pretend. They either worked or they didn't. And if they didn't, you had to figure out why. That mindset stayed with him for life. Growing up in a quiet place also meant spending a lot of time alone. That silence can be heavy, especially for a child. But instead of fighting it, Derek learned to work inside it. He found comfort in the sound of tools, engines turning over, and the small victories of fixing something others had given up on. Those early years did not look special from the outside, but they planted the seeds for everything that came later. Without knowing it, Derek was already becoming the person people would one day admire. Not because he chased attention, but because he learned patience, resilience, and respect for hard work when no one was watching. One of the most important lessons Derek Bry learned early in life was that not everything needs to be replaced. In many modern homes, when something stops working, it gets thrown away. But Derek grew up in a world where replacing things was expensive and sometimes impossible. So instead people repair what they had. This way of thinking became part of him. He learned to look at broken vehicles not as junk but as problems waiting to be solved. Every rusted bolt and seized engine was a challenge, not a failure. This mindset separated Derek from many others later in life. While many mechanics focus on perfection, Derek focused on making things run again. It didn't have to be shiny. It didn't have to be fast. It just had to work. That belief would eventually become the heart of Vice Grip Garage. As Derek got older, his skills improved, but his approach stayed the same. He used simple tools, common sense, and patience. He was not interested in showing off expensive equipment or perfect shop floors. Instead, he wanted to prove that everyday people could bring old vehicles back to life using basic tools and determination. This approach made him relatable. People watching him didn't feel judged or excluded. They felt encouraged. They saw someone who made mistakes, laughed at himself, and kept going anyway. That honesty created trust. Long before YouTube fame entered his life, Derek was already building something important: confidence in his abilities and respect for the process. He was trying to impress anyone. He was just doing what he knew how to do. Fixing what others had forgotten. That simple belief would later turn into a message that reached millions around the world. Vice Grip Garage did not begin as a business plan or a dream of internet fame. It started quietly, almost accidentally. Derek decided to film them sell working own vehicles and share the process online. The time YouTube was already full of flashy builds, expensive tools, and perfectly edited videos. But Derek offered something different. His videos were raw, honest, and real. He showed the full process, including the mistakes, frustration, and unexpected problems. The name Vice Grip Garage perfectly matched his style. Vice grips are not fancy tools, but they are reliable and useful when you need them. That is exactly how Derek approached his work. He wasn't chasing perfection. He was chasing progress. Slowly, people started to notice. Viewers appreciated that he explained what he was doing in simple words. He didn't talk down to anyone. He made people feel like they were standing right next to him in the garage. As the channel grew, so did its community. Fans began to connect, not just with the cars, but with Derek himself. They saw someone who stayed calm when things went wrong and kept trying when others would quit. That attitude made Vice Grip Garage feel welcoming. It wasn't about showing how much money you had. It was about showing what you could do with what you already had. That message resonated deeply, especially with people who felt left out by more polished automotive channels. Derek's success came from being himself, not from trying to become someone else. But with that success came new challenges that hadn't expected. As Vice Grip Garage grew, the pressure on Derek Bieri grew with it. What once felt like a hobby slowly turned into a full-time responsibility. He was no longer just fixing cars. He was managing a business, dealing with sponsors, editing videos, answering comments, and keeping up with YouTube's demanding algorithm. The platform awards constant uploads, and slowing down can cause views and income to drop quickly. Derek found himself working longer hours, often late into the night. Filming a build was only part of the job. After that came editing, planning, travel, and promotion. The workload became overwhelming. Fans began to notice changes. Some videos became shorter. Some uploads were delayed. During live streams and interviews, Derek sometimes looked tired. He still smiled and joked, but there were moments of silence that said more than words. Burnout doesn't happen all at once. It builds slowly. At first, you feel tired. Then you feel pressured. Eventually, even the things you love start to feel heavy. Derek felt trapped between expectations and reality. Fans wanted more content. Sponsors wanted deadlines met. The algorithm wanted consistency, but his body and mind needed rest. Taking a break felt risky because Sonic depended on him. Continuing. Like many creators, Derek kept pushing forward even when he was exhausted. The passion that once fueled and began to feel like pressure. This is the hidden cost of online success that many viewers never see. Behind every Video is a real person trying to balance creativity, responsibility, and health. The Hardy Boys 1977. Sean Cassidy. Interview. Sean Cassidy confession. Sean Cassidy today. Hardy Boys TV series. Hardy Boys behind the scenes. Parker Stevenson. Hardy Boys. Parker Stevenson. Interview. 70s teen idols, 1970s. Television shows, classic mystery series, vintage TV drama, retro. Hollywood Secrets, TV show canceled. Suddenly, why Hardy Boys ended, Hardy Boys dark episodes, Sean Cassidy career. Teen Idol 70s, classic detective shows. Old TV secrets revealed. Some of them include stories about cars. Like a 1967 Ford Mustang. Hook the two together and see if he could pull us out of here. That'll work. A 1966 Pontiac Tempest and an AMC Rebel SST convertible. All these cars were dead too. Derek. Roadworthy Rescues had more success, all thanks to Derek's subscribers. Also, the show has earned positive reviews on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, and Metacritic. The show's first season had only 8 episodes and each episode was longer than 40 minutes. After seeing the success of the first season, Derek decided to go for a second and third season. His family was also a source of great strength for him. His wife and children happily joined his live stream, showing their support. Unfortunately, Roadworthy Rescues didn't last long. It got canceled after the third season. The cancellation didn't happen because of low ratings. The viewers loved it. However, the show came at an end due to Warner Brothers Discovery's financial struggles. Motor Trend cut off many other shows like Roadkill. Also, Motor Trend migrated from its streaming platform to Discovery Plus and Max. All these factors led to a significant decline in viewership. Many of their fans struggled to follow the show on new platforms. With the changes, many people also believe that the show had lost its quality. The cancellation of the show pained many of their fans who had grown to love the show. Derek was not happy about it as well, but he had no choice. The show needed money touring. However, after the cancellation of the show, Derek continues his YouTube channel VGGG. He ensured that nothing hindered his good work. The man behind the wheel. Contrary to many people's belief, Derek's life behind the cynicist as beautiful and perfect as it looked on camera. The man taking care of and repairing other people's cars may be more broken than his cars. One of Derek's struggles is balancing his personal life and his work life. There were reports that he often worked 100 hours a week. This was much, and if not well managed. Derek struggled with fame and popularity. The higher he went, the more responsibilities he had. Additionally, his wife Jessica relinquished her ambitions and desires, instead supporting Derek in his dreams. There have been different speculations that this may later affect the couple. However, no issues have been discovered so far. She is shown to be a supportive wife. Behind the scenes, she helps Derek manage schedules, creates some videos, and performs other tasks. Derek also struggled when he wanted to start Vice Grip Garage. Before he launched into this, there were records That he was working in the corporate world, leaving a job that provided financial security and comfort was not an easy one. In a bid to follow his dreams and passion, her relinquished luxury and every opportunity for a promising future. It may not be obvious during his shows. However, these were the internal struggles of Derek Bieri. Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates just like this.